The Cottonwood County Citizen proudly presents Athlete of the Week. With locations in Windham, Sanborn, Westbrook, and Heron Lake, Expressway stores carry a full line of convenience items, fresh-made deli foods, premium coffee and cappuccino, and quality Cenex or BP fuels to keep you and your vehicle fueled for the road ahead.
I am joined right now by Wyndham Senior Leah Hauge, our Athlete of the Week this week. Congratulations, Leah.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Thursday's game against MCC, and going into that game, MCC has got a pretty talented backcourt, and they like to shoot from the outside. I imagine that was kind of the area of emphasis going into the game, is slowing down their outside game.
Yeah, during practice, we kind of just talked about making sure we get close out the shooters and just kind of making sure you let everything out of the tank, and just try our hardest to make sure we try to shut them down. And we know they're good shooters, they're going to make baskets, and we just have to move on from that and just keep on going.
The big thing for you guys the last few games and much of the season has been the defense. Tell me about your role on the defensive side, because I imagine, yes, you're not up top getting all the steals, but if the other team gets down low, that's when you have to come into play.
Yeah, I'm more of just kind of sitting back. I think my defensive role is just trying to close out to the shooters, when we play 2-3, and make sure that if there's any if somebody drives by, just to help them and just kind of protect the basket.
Offensively, though, this, especially on Thursday, I don't know what it is about that Slayton gym, but you must have found something to your liking.
Yeah, I just think that my teammates were getting me all good open looks, and yeah, the ball was just going in for me, I guess.
You're not a prototypical outside shooter.
No.
I imagine that this is the culmination of lots of work. Tell me about just the transformation from being more of just a prototype post player to expanding your game and being able to hit from the outside.
It's just a lot of practice. During practice, we take a lot of we do 5-minute flurry, do Olympic shooting, and just take a lot of shots from the three-point line, which I think has really helped me. Yeah, kind of.
And that's something that Coach Johnson has really stressed. He's kind of made it clear that everyone's got the green light out there.
Yeah, and I just feel like Johnson believes in us, and if he he thinks everybody can shoot from the outside, and I feel like our team, we're very diverse, and I feel like everybody can shoot from the outside, so I think it's a good idea.
How important is that as far as building confidence in your ability to take that shot? Because if the coach believes in you, that's one thing, but then you got to believe it yourself.
Yeah, I feel like it's very important. Throughout the year, you just try to build up your confidence, and then I feel like the more shots you make, the more confident you're going to be. So just kind of, and I don't think every shot that we take, I feel, is a good look. So then it just builds up your confidence each time.
The last couple of weeks, you guys have been kind of a little bit behind the 8 ball as far as injuries are concerned. And,
yes.
And as a result, your role has changed. How have the injuries impacted what you're doing on the court?
The injuries have been a big, it's impacted a lot. So I'm more used to going in and kind of running down in the post with Trist a little bit more rather than on the outside. But with Anya and Hayden getting hurt, I had to move out to the outside along the perimeter, which it's a little bit different, but it's still good. And I feel like each injury has impacted the team, but I still feel like they are good on the bench. It's impacted on the court, but it also has impacted on the bench because they still bring a whole bunch of energy and are still bringing good stuff to the team.
How different is it playing interior defense versus on the perimeter, because I imagine it's a lot very different guarding a post player than a guard.
Yes. So when on the inside, it was more kind of like stationary and just making sure that you protect the basket and get rebounds and just guard your defender. On the outside, it's a little bit more like you have to like close out and make sure that you like work on like whoever has the ball, make sure that they like you pressure the shooter and not like try to let them drive by you, which is a little bit differently, but I think it's good.
How do you see your role on the team? Because it's kind of, I don't know if Swiss Army knife is the right term, but you kind of do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I just kind of see as like a senior this year and just seeing how like if other people like look up to me, just making sure that I bring positive energy to practices and games, and just when I'm on the court, just do whatever Johnson asks me to do. So if that's my role in rebounding, or if that's mine in like shooting or driving towards the basket, or even if I'm like on the bench, just making sure I'm bringing energy and helping out my teammates in any way I can. I
imagine that you picked up a lot from watching your older sisters.
Yeah.
And I imagine the other thing too is, you look at your older sisters and they were very different styles of players, because Gina was a definite post player, and Autumn had the post body, but she was definitely more of an outside player. You kind of been able to blend the two.
Yes, I get that a lot. They have been very influential on my whole basketball career. Like when I have a problem, I go to them and they always like either cheer me up or help me, or they just, if it's like going to open gym on Sunday and making sure like working on post moves or just shooting around, like they just have always been there to help me. And we kind of grew up a family basketball, like a basketball family, so it's just been kind of always been there.
Of course, the playoffs are right around the corner, and between you guys, JCC and Fairmont, it's been a really tight race. What's it going to take to finish at the top of the heap in the subsection?
Right now, I just think just giving it our all, in which I feel like our whole basketball team has. Like every game, I feel like we go out there and we like play to our best that we can, and sometimes like our shots don't fall and all of that, but I still feel like we get back on defense and we still try, like we just try to work through it, what's not working for us. It was probably last year when we were during basketball and Johnson, I don't know, he was like just messing around and he tried to kick a basketball, but we have like a practice sheet, so it was in his hand and he dropped it and he like stepped on the piece of paper and fell before kicking the basketball. It was a really good memory, and it was just so funny and everybody laughed. Taylor Swift. I was excited to see that she's dropping a new album. Kind of sad it wasn't Reputation Taylor's version, but it's fine. I feel like Jackson, it's a big rivalry and everybody like comes out to see it, but yeah. Probably Goofy, we laugh a lot during practice, just kind of mess around a little bit, but still focused. Probably like shopping or sleeping. I don't really go out and do much. Hanging out with friends.
And of course you're a senior. Have you started narrowing down what's coming next?
Yeah, so I want to further my education. I'm looking at a 4-year and a 2-year in nursing. So just kind of have to decide what's next for me.
Well, that should be all we need. Congratulations on a nice win Thursday night. Best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
With locations in Windham, Sanborn, Westbrook, and Heron Lake, Expressway stores carry a full line of convenience items, fresh-made deli foods, premium coffee and cappuccino, and quality Cenex or BP fuels to keep you and your vehicle fueled for the road ahead.